Alright, let's get right to it, to our market outlook for the week of June 10th to June 14th. Starting right away, we've been expecting rate cuts from the major banks for the longest time. There was a rate cut of 25 basis points by the Central Bank of Canada and the European Central Bank as well. We have rate announcements coming for the US dollar this week, so we'll see how that goes. We've been maintaining this bullish structure for the longest time on the monthly time frame. Last week, we had an impulsive push that took out this low. I like how well we respected and rejected that order block. The Federal Reserve not cutting rates after we've seen some rate cuts can be very, very bullish for the dollar. The bulls are still very much in control. If you watched my previous outlook, you'll understand view on the DXY so far. We also registered the divergence between the DXY and the EURUSD. That is another confluence that we should be making higher prices going into the week. So going forward, I see us reacting from this order block to take price higher and take out all these highs in succession. Okay, so let's look at the price action that we've had and all the candles I've painted since this year started. If you notice, we've had a swing high. If you don't know what a swing high is, you should watch my previous video. We started pushing down, closing below old lows, and now price wicked below this low and completely engulfed this candle and closed above the open and close of the consolidation of these last 2 weeks. This is another very strong bullish confluence that we have on the DXY. There is no questioning that we have a bullish sentiment going into next week. So this is something I like to do. I like to read the pure candlesticks and see what the opens, the highs, the lows, and the closes of these candles tell me, without any lines in my charts, no levels, no other blocks, nothing. Just looking at the naked candles gives a very, very clear view of what is happening at any point in time. Take note of that and maybe try it out for yourself and see. Take note of the highs, the lows. Take note of which candles close below or above the previous candles, how they close. They close with the body, they close with the wick. Do they close above consolidations? Do they engulf other candles? What are the naked candles telling you? And then you can draw on your lines. Most important economic release for this week, I would focus on CPI and the funds rate. The forecast is that they keep rates unchanged, which will be very, 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 very bullish for the dollar. And that will tie into the bias we have for this week. So my bias going into this week, I see the dollar taking out this high, potentially this high. So we should be revisiting 106.5 in the nearest future.
Hello guys, welcome back. I hope you've had a great week so far. We're going to be having a midweek review, looking at what has transpired during this week since our outlook we had earlier. So this week has been quite eventful. We started out with the GBP claimant count change, which was a lot worse than anticipated. And then of course on Wednesday we had the GDP for pound, but the most important news event, the CPI, which came in a little better than forecasted. However, it's still a far cry from what the Federal Reserve and FOMC expect as their maximum, which is 2%. As a result, the federal funds rate was kept unchanged at 5.5%, which is a very hawkish stance from the FOMC and the Federal Reserve. According to Jerome Powell, unless we have inflation rates closer to 2%, the interest rates will remain unchanged. We've had speculations that there will be interest rate cuts in July. I do not like to anticipate, as I'm not very, very versed in anticipating rate changes and other economic data. I just work with what I have as a personal preference. Okay, so that being said, we still have some high impact events. On Thursday, we have core PPI, and on Friday, we have consumer sentiment. So we still have some action this week. Let's look at what price has done since the week started on the DXY. All right, so looking at the DXY, we started out the week on this candle. This was Friday, and during our weekly outlook we anticipated that this high would be taken out. It was taken out on Monday. On Tuesday we had a turnaround. We closed up this gap that we had during the NFP release, and we came right up into this other block. Going forward, I'm going to be a little more predictive in my outlooks and have levels ahead of time for you to help you analyze the market better and help with your anticipation of this movement. I apologize for that. I just realized that I was not very, very thorough with my levels and forecasting these levels in advance. So I'll do that going forward. Okay, back to what we're saying. So we had this impulse on Wednesday during CPI right into this other block and an instant reaction during FOMC, which is quite bullish. We have 2 days left, so I'm going to have a little more shallow expectation for the week. This high, of course, I expect to be taken out by the end of the week, and potentially this high, but then let's see as things go. These highs, we'll have to leave them in place for maybe next week or the week coming. But for now, this high is definitely the anticipated level for the week to take out, and then going forward we'll see how things go. Nothing else of significance I would like to point out between DXY and the euro in terms of divergence. If we take a quick look at our bond yields, let me have a marker for Friday. Alright, so we started out Friday here. We had this impulse during NFP. We came right through during CPI to take out this low yet again, having yet another sweep. No follow through during the sweep. I still have a strong bullish stance going forward. I expect at least a fill of this gap and potentially this high getting tagged towards the end of the week. But that being said, there's nothing of significance on the other yields to discuss. With what we have here, let's see what we have at the end of Friday, and during the weekend we'll have a recap and discuss the whole week in contrast with our initial outlook and see what the market printed and have a discussion on that. I hope the remaining 2 days of the week are profitable and good to you. Have a great week and take care.
If you watched to this point of the video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, because why not? Share this video with anyone who you believe would find value in this video. And until next time, stay safe, trade safe. See you in the next video. Take care.